expectations are going to be running high for you here this week?
You know, it's a big game for us, you know, because they beat us once. So I think that'll be easy to be able to focus on the game because we'll be so hungry to play the game, and you know the emotions will definitely be there, but the game's obviously more important at this point.
How much reminiscing and all that stuff have you done kind of leading up to this point? Obviously, you know, you were here at this point last year. You thought it might be your last home game. Now you know it is. What's the difference?
It's a huge difference knowing that it's all coming to an end here pretty soon. So it's tough, you know. It's hard to sleep at night sometimes just thinking everything that's happened here the last 4 years. So, you know, it's definitely a good feeling though, knowing that we've done everything the right way and representing Creighton in a good way. So it's going to be a pretty special night.
Do you think there's going to be one more year cheers tomorrow night?
Yeah, if I get that 5th year eligibility grant, that'd be pretty cool. But you know, it's I remember those chants last year, and they definitely you know, they definitely helped get me to stay.
What do you think it's going to be like with the guys in the locker room? What are you guys going to say to each other before that last game?
You know, I don't think we'll do too much different. You know, I think you know, in the huddle before the game, we'll really emphasize our last one here, and I think that'll carry us on to the game, and we'll have a lot of energy once that ball's tipped.
Is this the old classic case of, obviously we're focused on this being your last game. The fans are going to be focused on this being your last game, but your focus is on what happens between the lines.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, we can hopefully celebrate afterwards. You know, we can't be thinking too much about, you know, this being our last. You know, we got to focus on the game and making sure that we make this a good one in between the lines because it's a really important game for us.
How special has this ride been with you four seniors? I mean, you guys seems like you're really good friends. Just how special has it been doing this with these guys?
Oh, it's been really special just because, you know, all really good guys, and there's not a bad dude on this team. So, and I think that starts with the leadership up top with us seniors, and kind of trickles down to the freshmen. And yeah, I'm looking forward to, you know, hopefully this happen in years to come, just with so many great guys. And we've poured our hearts into this program, and you know, we want to leave a good positive mark on it. When
you came in 4 years ago with this group of guys and all that, eventually as they kind of all came into their own, did you ever think that you'd have the 3-4 year stretch that you guys have had here at Creighton, all the wins and milestones and championships and things like that? Was that ever something that was more than a goal? Was it realistic, or was it, you know, what are your thoughts on how this ride's gone?
You know, I probably would have never guessed we'd be standing here in this position, to be honest. So it's been really special. You know, we never would have thought we'd join the Big East, and you know, I always knew that we could make NCAA tournaments, and our goal this year is to get further than we did last year. So we still have that. We're still capable of doing that, and it's a really exciting time knowing that it's our last go around, and we got a chance to make history.
2 more for that.
What are you going to remember about just the other seniors, I guess, kind of going down the line? What sticks out to them, you know, in your mind that you're going to always think of when you think back to your time together here?
Just coming in together, really. You know, we didn't really know each other that well. You know, I knew Grant, obviously, from back in the day, but, you know, Jahen's being an Altman recruit, Ethan being on the team already, and now seeing where we're at now, just a group of brothers, all get along great, and we've had so many great memories along the way.
I was done with my college career for however long, and getting an opportunity to come back has been a pretty unique experience. So it's a lot of the same feelings, but kind of from a different perspective, already having done it once, I suppose.
What is it like knowing that there isn't going to be another time this time around?
You know, you just reflect on all the games in here and all the practices and the great atmosphere that we've been able to play in, and I think just really fortunate and blessed to have had this opportunity, and really to, you know, haven't thought I was done and been given another opportunity, even more thankful. So obviously we're focused on the task at hand, how good of a team Providence is, and getting back on track, but you know, a lot of different feelings going in.
How far has this program come since you joined it?
It's strange to look back at, you know, when me and Doug, back my freshman year at Creighton, me and Doug, Jahen's, and Ethan, obviously, kind of part of that too, even though he had already been here. Just where we came in at and the goals we set, and, you know, what we've been able to accomplish so far. But obviously, there's definitely a final chapter to this thing, and I think we understand that, what we're playing for and what we have coming up.
How do you want this senior class to be remembered? in 5 years?
I think just that we played a big part in helping get Creighton basketball back on the map and where it should be. And obviously, I think we have a lot of respect for the guys who played in front of us, the great coaches that have been here, and for us to kind of be a part of taking this next step, moving to the Big East and winning a couple of conference championships, getting back to the NCAA tournament. I think we've taken a lot of pride in that, knowing kind of what was set before us. And so I think just being the guys that helped get Creighton basketball back, and then hopefully, taking that next step this year.
What are you going to remember the most about, I guess going down the line, all these guys that you've been playing with for, like you said, all these days, all these practices, and all these games?
Yeah, kind of a generic answer, but the more I think of it, you think of all the big games and moments we've had, all the things we've been able to experience, but I think just the relationships we've built are gonna last for a lot longer than people will remember us as basketball players. So I think you got to take a lot of value in that, and we've been able to experience some really cool things, obviously, and hopefully a couple more along the line.
I don't know if anyone can grow one. Maybe. No, but no one's came forth and volunteered yet to me.
What do you expect out of this last night here at home?
I don't know. I really thought I don't know. It'll be exciting, crazy, emotional, I'm sure. It's crazy to see that it doesn't seem like that long ago when I first got here, but tomorrow's the last one.
You specifically, you've been here longer than everyone. You've seen the program change the most. I mean, how far has it come since you came here 5 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. If you would have told me where we were today 5 years ago, I would have said you're crazy, get out of here. But not in my wildest dreams, I would imagine us getting this far and progressing this much as a program in just 5 short years.
For you personally, I mean, you're not a guy that talks a lot about emotion and stuff like that, but a night like this, I have to imagine, even for you, that's creeping up in you a little bit.
Yeah, it's something I'm trying not to think about too much. Just kind of focus on the game, but no, it'll be an emotional night, I'm sure. I've played a lot of games here, so it'll be tough.
We're obviously focused on you four guys' last game. A lot of the fans are going to be focused on that, but does your focus just try to stay between the lines?
During the game, yes, but before and after, I'm sure it'll stray a little bit. But when that ball tips up, I'm sure that we'll be focusing on Providence and ready to go.
You look good. Go ahead.
How do you want the four of you guys to be remembered in a couple years in the future?
Just as guys that really, kind of put their head down and really kind of changed the face and the culture of this program. Just really, when I first came in, we were playing for CBIs or CITs or whatever they were, and now we have a lot bigger dreams and back to where this program should be, I guess, kind of.
You interviewed Zierden. Are you going to jump into our role next?
Hopefully I get to do a little something before I do all of that. Maybe get to play overseas a little bit before I actually have to sit down behind a desk or behind a camera, for that matter.
If we can get like 2 weeks notice for our jobs, that'd be great.
Yeah, how about you give me a 2 weeks notice so I know when to take over?
I like that.
What are you going to miss most about this place?
Obviously the fans. It's a state-of-the-art facility. It was packed up for the better part of my career. It was energetic, it was enthusiastic, there was an electricity in the air every time that we played, so that's certainly going to be something I'm going to miss a ton.
The journey for you over the last 4 years, you've seen what this program has become. What has it become to you? What have you seen this program do in your 4 years here?
I've just seen the growth of individuals and collectively. I think our coaching staff got better, our individual players got better, and we kind of set the trend for what we want Creighton basketball to mean to people in Omaha and people in the state of Nebraska. So it's just nice to see from where we were in the runner-up in CBI all the way to making tournament trips each and every single year after that.
Did you think when you came in that you'd be here, different conference, all these 20, 25 win seasons and all that?
I mean, I didn't think we'd be in a different conference. I was always hoping for the 20, 25 wins, but it's just nice to see that we were able to just kind of transition our school from one place where we were at before, where we were loved, to a new place where, it's a lot of question marks about how well we can do there. So it's just nice to see the group of guys buying into the system, and just to see how far that took us. It's really something that's special.
How do you guys, I was asking Ethan this, you guys, have had a little stretch here where you drop a couple of games. The last few years, it seems like. Do you feel like this is kind of like, okay, well, we've been here, now we can move forward and make our postseason run?
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about turning the page. We've lost 2 in a row now, and it's time to turn the page and look to Providence, see what we can do to win that game. And afterwards, just look at the Big East tournament and, see what we can do to win that tournament. We've won the past 2 tournaments, postseason tournaments that we've been in, so we really want to make sure we do it 3 times in a row.
I think it'll be used as motivation, as it, if anything. Obviously we're disappointed with the outcome of last week, and I know our guys are excited to get back home in front of their home crowd.
How do you think these 4 guys should be remembered when it's all said and done?
Well, I think on one hand, what they've accomplished on the court. I think they tied the single season wins record, and they lead in 2-year wins, 3-year wins, and 4-year wins. So that in itself is pretty incredible. But I think more so, at least what I'll remember them for, is who they are more than what they've done on the playing floor. They've represented our program, represented our university, and represented our community in a first-class manner. And I think all 4 of them have been role models to a lot of young people in our community and across the country. So as a coach, you couldn't ask for anything more. They've been successful, they've been unselfish, and they've been very responsible in the choices they've made in leading our program.
How different do you expect it to be this year? Last year, you thought it might be Doug's last home game, thought it might be Grant's last home game. Now you know it is. Unless we get some crazy application thing. I mean, obviously, it's going to be a little bit different for you and the guys. How do you approach that differently?
Well, I thought last year was it for Grant, and I had a feeling it was it for Doug, but I wasn't sure. And this year, in some ways, it's easier because in my case with Doug and him being my son, last year there were so many unknowns. When was the last game here? Was the NCAA tournament the last time I was coaching? And when's the last practice? And now we kind of know when that's going to be, so it's a little easier to deal with. But I'm more appreciative of the fact that it's happened than I will be sad that it's over, because this has been a great ride, and all you got to do is look at the fact that every seat's filled. These guys have done what they're supposed to do.
For Doug, he said, he's not an emotional guy, but tomorrow might be a little bit of a challenge for him, if any. What do you expect his reaction to be when he hears his name announced there at the end?
I'm sure there'll be some emotions tug at him, because as much as there's a love affair with our fans and Doug, it goes both ways. Doug cares deeply about this place, about this university, and about this community, and it's the way he's been treated since he arrived here is a big reason he came back, because he wanted to spend one more year with these people. So I think it'll be a pretty cool deal. I think he can go off the way that he wants to go off, and I think it'll be a nice send-off. But I think most importantly, Doug will get an opportunity to thank the fans as well, because I know that they mean a great deal to him.
You've been through a lot of senior days, obviously with this special twist for the night. How do you think you'll handle it?
I don't know for sure, and I don't know that it's something you really plan for, because my responsibility is to get the team ready, and that's what we're attempting to do the last couple of days. And frankly, Doug and I really haven't talked about it, so we'll deal with it when the time comes. But like I said, to me it's more of a celebration than anything else. It's what I've had the opportunity to experience, and being able to coach him and coach his teammates, those 4 seniors in particular, has been a true blessing for me. So I'm going to enjoy every last second.